Chapter number three. Chapter number three is based on job analysis. Job analysis is the most important part of any organization, and it is also the most important component of HRM. Like your job must be analyzed well. First of all, the most important thing is that what is job analysis? The procedure for determining the duties and skills requirement of a job and the kind of person who should be hired for it. It produces information used for writing job description. It is all about the procedure for determining the duties and skills. What is the requirement of the job? Uh, the task assigned on the specific job. What is basically expected from you? What is expected from an individual by the bosses, by the organization. That is all about the job. And whether the person is right or appropriate for that position or not. So both things are important and both things combinedly makes a job analysis, and it is also helps us to write a good job description. Before understanding job analysis, one should know about job description. So, what is job description? A list of what the job entails, a list of job duties, responsibilities, reporting relationship, working condition, and supervisory responsibilities. The most important thing is that the job description is all about that what is included in your job, like what kind of responsibilities it is required, the reporting relationship, whom will be your colleagues, whom will be your subordinates, who will be your supervisor, what kind of working condition is basically offered for that position, like whether you are hired for a security guard, whether you are hired for a boss. So, what kind of environment is basically given you? It is written in the job description. So, it might be a two paper or three paper after getting a job offer, the organization provided a job description to each and every individual, because on the basis of job description, your performance is being evaluated in the organization. So it is the one part of job analysis. Now, what is job specification? What kind of people to hire for the job? Minimum qualification required for performing a job. Very important thing is that what kind of people, what kind of experience, basically what kind of qualification is required for a specific job, because for each and every job there is some kind of qualification and experience linked with it. Without that qualification, someone is not eligible to get any kind of job. So first of all, you have to fulfill that requirement. After fulfilling that requirement, you can get the offer letter from the organization. So both things are very much important, and the sum of job specification and job description is all about the job analysis. When you add both things, it becomes job analysis. Now, how you can write a good job description? Very important thing. How you can write a good job description, what the worker actually does and how does it. When you enter in the organization and you don't know what is being expected by you, they are not providing you the description, you become confused, you become demotivated because you don't know about it. So the first thing is that you should know okay, basically what is being expected by you. So number one thing is that job identification. The first part, whenever you are getting any kind of description in your hand for any post, you find some major components that are being included in it. Just like a job letter, just like a business letter, they require G header hai wahan pe and the body language. Same in the case of job description. Some components are very much clear and that is basically used in each and every letter. Number one is job identification, your job title, date of joining, grade, level of job. Like you are basically job senior or junior, grade, you know it very well. That is like 18th grade, 17th grade, 16 scale, BPS scale, basic pay scale, very much important. Date, joining date. बिकॉज ज्वाइनिंग डेट की बेसिस पे ही आपकी जो है वो बकायदा जो रिटायरमेंट बेनिफिट्स एंड ऑल ईच एंड एवरीथिंग इज being gifted to you. Job title is also very much important, on which designation is basically hired, on which designation you are being hired by the organization. Now, job summary. It includes major functions and activities, nature of job, handles all outgoing mail, including the accurate posting. Now, job summary is all about the activities basically expected by you to be performed on that CE. Like what the nature of job is very much important and it is included in it. Whether your handles एक आपको यहाँ पे example I would like to quote the example like a lower divisional clerk is being expected that he or she should handle all the mails being going out or in the department, specific department, and with accurate posting. If he is not doing the accurate posting, so it means that he is not performing his duty or activities well. So it is basically the job summary is being provided in very much uh, accurate way. Like a teacher nature of job is to provide the lecture and be punctual, and the quality of lecture must be appropriate, and he or she must be prepared for that lecture. Responsibilities and duties, it shows the limit of job, that we all are limited as a jobian. Some decisions could not be taken without the higher authorities. So it should be clearly, and it is mostly written clearly in the job description. Like you cannot provide the leave up till 3 days, or you cannot make a purchase request up to it is 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees. So there is some kind of limitation for each and every designation. Now, the authority of incumbent. Incumbent means you are morally bound. You are morally bound towards the organization, that you cannot take any action against the organization. You cannot basically spoil the rules and regulation. So you have to follow them, whether they are rigid or whether they are flexible. Next one, standard of performance. List the standards the employee is expected to achieve. Setting standard is not an easy task. Just telling them is not enough. You are telling the people like you can make the different standards for the performance, and but you have to list them down. Like these are the major standards on which you are going to be evaluated. Like for example, for a teacher, like they must be punctual, regular, their course content must be completed. So these are all the things that is expected from a lecturer. So these are the standard on the basis of which they are going to be evaluated. But just you say that we had conveyed to the employee, that is not enough. Working condition is very much important. It includes things like noise level or heat hazard condition. It should be conveyed in the very first day, that in the written form, that these things are also there. Like you cannot say some people have some kind of allergies with the noise, and he or she is hired as a teacher. So classes could be not that much noiseless. It could not happen like all the classes become noiseless for them. So they should know it already, and they should know how to cope up with such kind of things. Last one is job specification. What human traits and experience are required to do the job well. Some job description are basically included the job specification too. Like what kind of personality, attitude, and experience is being required from you. That was all about the job description. Now let's talk about the job specification. The most important thing, what traits and experience are required to do the job well, may be a part of job description or separately can be considered. Very important thing is that कि जी आप एक job specification को कैसे लिखते हैं, the organization job specification like experience required or qualification required for a specific job. There are three major ways. Number one, trained versus untrained. For a train versus and you are entrusted to write a specification, it is very much easy because he or she have an experience and you can write a specification. You can specify his job on the basis of their experience in the previous organization, on the length of his services. But what about a person who is untrained, who is a fresh candidate? On the basis of their physical traits, on the basis of their personality interest, you can write a job specification. Now, second one is specification based on judgments. Some people have, or you can say that the experts have a very good judgmental powers, like supervisor, HR executive, because they are being through from this procedure from a long time. So managers can create uh, managers can create it and they can write it down through their judgmental power, that this is basically the experience and the qualification is being expected, and this person could easily fulfill our requirements. Now the third one is job specification based on statistical analysis. You can run the specification on the basis of statistical analysis like regression. Relationship could be easily checked in the statistics. Like you can say that you have two variables. So if there is any kind of change occur in one variable, so it will definitely affects the other variable. So the aim is to determine statistically the relationship between intelligence and height and job effectiveness, such as performance rated by supervisor. This method is more secure than judgmental approach due to statistical validation. Very important thing is that, like I would like to check the relationship between that the person is intelligent, then it means that it has a strong relationship with the performance. So when I done the statistical analysis, what I had found that it is more that 80% of feedback is basically valid, that the people have intelligence, they could perform well. So I can write the job specification on the basis of my research. So this was all about the specification. Now let's talk about the job. What is job? Anything could be categorized as a job in terms of which you get any kind of thing in return, like the activities you are perform and someone will pay you it for you in the basis of that activities performed by you. Now the next topic is job designing, the latest topic which is being working by the organization. Now the job must be designed. Why it should be designed? Like we are not talking about the redesigning of the job, because we found that it becomes cost effective for the organization, it brings the creativity, and we could achieve the more performance from the employees through designing their job. Like we should design the job, we should basically redesign the certain aspects of the job. It is all about the job designing. So we have three major things: job enlargement, job rotation, and job enrichment. What is job enlargement? Very important thing is that means assigning workers additional same level activities, thus increasing the number of activities, thus increasing the number of activities they perform, taking charge of more duties which are not mentioned in the job description. Like जी आप किसी बंदे को कोई individual and you are providing the additional level of activities, like a person is a lecturer, assistant professor in the certain university, and you are assigning him additional duties of registrar because registrar is not present, or he might be left for some other job. This is known as the additional level, same level duties performed by the individual. So what इससे होगा क्या कि जी performance of the individual get better and he become more diversified. Second thing is job rotation, like the person is transferred from the one department to the other department to become multitasking and to get more grip in the other departments too. Then the job enrichment, the best way to motivate workers is to build opportunities for challenge and achievement into their jobs through job enrichment. It increases the opportunities for the workers to experience feeling of responsibility. Like you are going to give some kind of challenging work to the individual. it basically increase the morale of the individual. They become more, they basically feel more better, they feel more recognized, they become more responsible. So, challenging and achievements are very much important. So, you should provide the challenging work to the individuals. Next one is de-jobbing the organization. Designing is basically all about to redesigning the certain aspects in the job of the individual. Now, de-jobbing is that the organization should not limitize themselves, limitize the employees to their only to their job description, like to basically give them the leverage or encourage them to get more responsibilities. So organizations should revise themselves, like flattering the organization. Like we have two structure. One is flat organization, the other one is the you can say the top model, tall organization. Flat means the horizontal, the decentralized ones, and the tall models means the centralized one. Flat organization with just 3 or 4 levels are more established. This put top managers in close touch with customers, can supervise the less and subordinate job and are bigger in terms of responsibilities. Very important thing is that organization become flat with just 3 or 4 levels. When your organization become decentralized, so your manager become so your managers will be able to have a direct contact with the other employees working downside. So very much leveraging for the organization, very much facilitating for the organization. उनके लिए बहुत important है कि that जी उनका एक direct contact हो जाता है customer के साथ, आपके top management they know कि जी क्या problem face कर रहा है आपका customer. Next thing is self-managing work teams. Now you know it very well that we talk about the teamwork. We are not talk about the individual working. Like specialized functions must be performed. Employees avoid intentionally avoid that they don't feel that their job is specific or they have responsibilities which is very much narrow. They feel that their job is very much specialized, very much you can say that it's a challenging program, and it becomes very much cost effective, and they work daily, they work round the clock, they work effectively just to bring the productivity in the organization. So now team could easily manage by themselves. There's no need to manage them by the managers, because now in the organization the environment is very much encouraging. In the encouraging environment, it becomes very much helpful for the employees to get their mission successful. Third one is re-engineering business process. Re-engineering means that you should revise the whole procedure of the organization, or you could change the certain aspect of the procedure to get the maximum satisfaction of the customer. Like, you know it very well when we enter in the bank, 5 years back. What will happen that the procedures are very much longitudinal. People become very much demotivated, like the things are worsens. People don't know how to get the things done. So जी आपने एक लोन अप्रूव कराना है या फिर आप एक लीज पे कार लेना चाहते हैं, तो you have to be pass out from the different procedure. Now the procedures are become very much like all the databases are being linked. Nadra is being linked with the bankers, and the credentials companies are basically linked with the banks. So what will happen that all the details are being provided on the single computer. So you can easily access the information of that individual, and the loans could be approved on immediate basis. So this was all about the chapter number 3.